So the first time in quite some time, I'm actually headed to the garage to put some work back into Old Red. I know a lot of you have probably been wondering when I'm going to get this car going. It is lacking a few things still, just to get it to my liking. The PI dash isn't supplied a constant 12 volts currently. So it only comes on when the key comes on, so that makes it to where I don't get to see any startup maps or any cranking signals when I'm cranking, turning the key. So that's something that's on the agenda that needs to be fixed. I need to put that on a switch 12 volts so that way I can turn it on prior to cranking the vehicle. I've also mentioned that I'm in the middle of doing a brake upgrade to the front end of the car. I've run into a couple minor issues, which I'm not sure if it's due to the parts that I've purchased or if it's just the way I've gone about doing this. But I will be looking into that also when I get over to the garage to see what it is that I've done wrong, or if it is in fact that I purchased the wrong part. But like I said, I'm headed to the garage now, and we will see what we can get done tonight. It is already 5 o'clock now. I don't plan to be there too late tonight, but we'll see what we can get done. Alright, what's up guys? So I've made it back to the garage, and I guess I'm probably going to start out with the PI dash. So as you get a good look at the way the motor sits prior to me doing anything to it, which I won't really be doing much to the motor. I do, however, need to set the Drift Motion digital CPS, the new upgraded cover that they sent back to me. I've had it for about 2 weeks now, just been really lazy at getting any progress done with it. So, but like I said, here I am today, so we'll see what we can get done. Alright guys, now that I got the batteries charged up and going, I'm going to tear apart the dash and install a switch for the PI dash. So, stay tuned. Go ahead and get some of these wires out of the way here. Some of you haven't seen, this is the PI dash here. I'll go ahead and set this aside. This wire here is what I'm actually going to be rewiring. It needs to go to a switch, which I'm not really sure where I'm going to put it. Probably put it down here for the time being, so that way I can switch it on and off, and then later on, when it comes time to add my launch control switch back in, I may just change out and put something on the clutch, so that way it's a little easier, because I did have it wired to this switch previously,
which in stock form this is actually a coin tray, but I went out of my parked car and took one of the old switches out for the fog light switch and put it in its place because they fit perfectly. So that's probably what we'll do, is we'll use this for our switch to turn the dash on and off, but I need to find a constant 12 volt source to use for the switch, so that way I can turn the dash on and off without the key being there. So let's go ahead and take apart this dash. First I'll start off by taking the shifter knob off. Then we'll pull the ashtray out. And this is what I like to use to hold all my screws in, which I've been doing already. I still have some stuff that's not put in. These are mainly all screws for the glove box. So, go ahead and take some of the screws out. I've done this a million times, so I pretty much know what screws go where by now. So this is all actually pretty quick. Set this back, I can drop in between the two screws. Right out. But I'll go grab the magnet real quick. So, always have a handy dandy because for stuff like that. So I'll take that and go ahead and put it on the inside as well. And I'm making this. Now we'll take all these off. And for those of you who haven't taken the batteries out, maybe you want to change your radio or whatnot, don't forget these screws up here and go yanking on this plastic because it's highly brittle and it will break. So take your time when you're doing this if you haven't done it before. Just slide right off. Put that bad boy up there. And then onto these two screws here. Got one up here. And one right here. Figure out where we're going to get a 12 volt source from. As you've seen, I took the shifter knob off for no reason. Haha, funny me. But let me get some snips. I'll go ahead and unmount the camera here so that way I can show you guys a couple other things while I'm searching around for a pair of snips here. But as you can see, I'm not too far away from completing the car. I do have the hubs off of the car. This side I have everything off of. You can see that I've taken the brake rotors off of the hubs. Got the hubs sitting on the other side of the car. You can see them over there. Got the T3 suspension in here, BC coilovers, you know, all that real fine fancy shit. But I'll take you over here to the other side and show you what exactly is going on here, if you can see. But I do have the
Mazda MPV 4x4 front rotor. I drilled it out to 4x114 as you can see, and it is sitting on the MK2 hub. And when you go to bolt this caliper up, let me see if I can't set the camera down so that way you guys can get kind of a decent view of what I'm looking at here. Let's see here. So when I put this bad boy up here, like it's supposed to, not sure if you'll be able to see this or not, but there's a bit of a gap between the caliper bolt and the hub. Might be able to see it a little better up here, I'm not sure, but it's about a 1-inch gap. It's really hard to see. It's kind of dark on this side of the car. I don't have all my lighting set up over here, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's going up on that. That's something else that's on my list of things to do. But let's go back and we will find some tin snips or some wire snips here. Here we go. Turbo. Can't wait to see that bitch spooling, producing boost. Won't be a whole lot because we all know that that's way too big of a turbo for this application. But we'll make do with what we got. Let me set the camera back up here and I will get back at it. So for now, I'm going to cut that one real nice and close. That one as well. Probably just pull those out of there, but I don't want to risk the other wire getting screwed up. So now that those are out, I'll put some tape over those so that way they're a little more safe. Just find some tape. Now, I know you guys are seeing me tape this on here, and a lot of people probably frown upon me doing a tape joint in car wiring, but 90% of the stuff in my car is soldered and or is it butt spliced, as you can see here, and they're usually the shrink style butt connectors, not the type that you and your boyfriend play with at home. These are all automotive grade shrink wrap connectors. The majority of them are. I may have a few here and there, and then some hidden ones that a company that I had work on the car may have used as well. But now that I've got that patched up, I'll go ahead and throw that back together. I've got one wire in here that I was tinkering with prior to turning the camera on. Tape up. And I believe the camera just fell, guys. Yep, sure did. So So let's see if we can't get this sucker to mount back up here a little better. Let me try this again. That's pretty funny that it fell like that. Let's see if we can adjust that angle a little bit more. Alright, now back to doing what I was doing. Patching up a few wires here that I will be taking care of at a later point. But I've told some viewers off the camera that I do want to get this car tuned and on the fucking road bad. But like I've said, I've been procrastinating quite a bit, and that's just because I've got a lot of stuff going on. My wife's pregnant with our 4th child. I've been toying around with the other car. Christmas is coming up. All my children's birthdays are in December. So money's kind of tight around this time, and I don't really have a lot of money, nor do I have a lot of time to put into the car. But when I do get the opportunity to, I do love to come down here and work on the car. A lot of you guys know that this car is my baby, and I would do anything to make sure that I can get this thing going. I have been keeping it in the back of my mind. I've been making up lists of stuff that I need to do, and here I am just now getting a start on all of this. I am way behind on this car. I should have been done a long time ago. Probably been spending money on stuff I shouldn't be, other toys and nitrous for the V8 car and all of that fun stuff. But I'm here and we are doing this now, so all I can say is this is progress. We're going in the right direction. So nothing to complain about here. Only issue that I'm finding right now, which I haven't really sourced one out yet, is a constant 12 volt source. So let's see if I can't find something here to use as a 12 volt source, so that way I can wire this switch in. What do we do? Let's see if we can't find something up here. Maybe we can tap into, because the key on source isn't working all that great for me. But if I could find something that was 12 volt constant, that would be freaking awesome. That would be super, super awesome. The only thing I'm worried about is that might be a little bit impossible, guys. Especially in this old car. Finding stuff like that gets tricky. Hey, we got one. What do we got here? Alright, now that I found one, let's see if we can't locate what wire it is here. It appears to be that bad boy. Let's go ahead and probe it and see what we get. Ow! Don't ever stab yourself when you're trying to probe a wire, it hurts. I've done it twice tonight now. You think I'd learned my lesson? Well, that one wasn't it. Let's see, which one will it be? That's gotta be the one. Alright, now I have a 12 volt source. I ripped a hole in the hand. Move on. Okay. Now that I have a 12 volt source, I'm going to kill power to the car. Okay guys, so I've got everything back together. I've rewired the switch into a constant 12 volt source. Unfortunately my batteries died halfway through the process, but I do have it all put back together. I'm going to let the GoPro batteries charge up a little bit longer, and then we will do a key on and make sure everything works.
Alright guys, now that I've got the GoPro charged back up a little bit longer, I will go ahead and continue what I was doing. But when the video did cut off, I was finishing installing the 12 volt powered switch for the PI dash, and what I did was used my switch that I had used previously for launch control, which is this one here. And now it is supplied a constant 12 volt, which is now going to power on the PI dash. And the reason that is so that way when I flip this switch on, all I have to do is flip this switch on, the PI dash will start up, and boot directly to Tuner Studio. And then I can put the key in the ignition and start the car and watch it crank up and see all the crank up enrichments and so on and so forth. So that will also be a lot better when it comes to tuning. But let's go ahead and turn the power on, and we will fire this bad boy up. Alright, so now we have 12 volts, the key's not in the ignition, the keys are actually sitting here. So we'll go ahead and turn the switch on. The dash should go ahead and load up. Takes approximately 30 seconds to load all the way into Tuner Studio, if I remember correctly. As you see, it's loading in the project that I saved to it previously, and bingo, it's not connected because there is no power to the ECU. But check this out. Turn the key on, and you'll see that it will now load everything up. And we can also back out of this screen, and we can go over to the main dashboard, and you can see everything here. So obviously all tuning capabilities right off of the dash. Big thanks to Nick Pals for all of this. And if I would have paid a little bit more attention, I would have had this wired in correctly the first time. But it's the learning curve. Shit happens. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video.
the next video I probably put out will probably be me finishing up the brake upgrade, which I did show a little bit in this video, which will probably come after this. But it'll probably be me finishing the upgrades on the front end of the brakes. Hopefully I can get all that squared away. You'll see in the video that there's about an inch gap between the caliper and the caliper mounting holes, so I'm not sure what's up with that. I guess I'll have to figure something out. Maybe I got the wrong rotors, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching the Shade Tree Hoonigans videos. Just be sure to subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions. I've done quite a bit to this car, and I don't plan to stop. Ultimately, I'd like to get a paint job done to it. That would probably going to be the very last thing I ever do to this car. Until then, I still have a whole bunch of other things that I still got in mind. A few things still in plan. A few things I still want to do before I actually daily drive it or take it to the track or anything like that. But until then, I appreciate you guys watching. See me at the track at English Mountain in the 1UZ V8 car, and hopefully I'll have some new videos up about that soon as well. Like I said, that 150 shot of nitrous is going pretty well with that welded number 2, same diff, welded twice diff, and it's holding up pretty stout. But got to put a bottle warmer on it and put some bottle brackets in. I got another bottle of nitrous for it as well. So big things to come over the winter. Just be sure to watch. Alright guys, so here is what I'm doing with the brake upgrade. It is using a Infinity Q45 brake caliper. Let me go ahead and turn this fan off in case it's messing with the sound here, but it's an Infinity Q45 brake caliper, Infinity brake pads, Nissan 240SX brake line, and Mazda MPV 4x4 front rotors that are re-drilled to 4x114, and using the MK2 hubs still. Only thing you got to do here, from my knowledge and from what I'm being told, is the only thing you have to do is take this hub and machine down this outside edge here. And as far as when you machine it down, it ends up fairly close to this mark all the way around. So you take off quite a bit to get it to fit inside of that rotor. To me, when I was doing it, it seemed like quite a bit of material that you're taking off all the way around here. If I get the camera real close, you can see from here to here is approximately a ½ inch all the way around the whole hub. And what this does is essentially allows you to take the hub and do this in reverse, because if you know correctly, this the way the Celica Supra is originally designed is the rotor bolts to the back side of the hub rather than the rotor just going over the studs. So this way it changes all of that. But when I go to put the caliper on, I'll see if I can't get a decent angle here. Maybe bring some of this light over here a little better here. Not sure how well that will work, but we'll see if you can't see it here. I'll grab it. Do this with one hand. This would be kind of tricky. Excuse the way everything is going, but not sure if you can see it in that camera angle, But when the caliper is lined up, I end up with quite a decent space there. And that's essentially how it should sit. And back here, where everything's supposed to bolt in. Not sure if you can see it very well, but there's a gap. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to get some spacers made, or maybe I have the wrong caliper, maybe I have the wrong hub. I don't know. If anybody knows and can chime in who's possibly done this, I would greatly appreciate it. I know I don't have a whole bunch of subscribers on the channel yet, but those who may know something about this brake upgrade, feel free to chime in. But anyways, that's what I'm doing with the brakes. Like I said, that'll be in the next video, and that'll be something that I'm really looking forward to getting done as well, because that's really all that's lacking me from taking out and starting to tune the car. I wanted to get that done prior to doing any tuning, because the last couple times I did try and take it out with the original brakes on it, they were real squishy. Calipers didn't seem to really work all that great, and with the amount of power that I'm going for, I don't see those brakes being able to stop me all that well. So that's my plan, is do the brakes. And anyways, I appreciate you guys all watching the Shade Tree Hoonigans here, and until next time, peace.